Art news! It's art news! Yeah, it's news about art. That's really cool. Yeah. So anyway, let's get right into this art news segment. First off, with a film called Loving Vincent, they've recently announced the dates for the US release of this film, and what is so special about it is that this is going to be the first fully painted animated film in animation history. I mean, this is a pretty monumental piece of artwork here. Loving Vincent, as the title probably suggests, is kind of the life story of Van Gogh, which is interestingly told through the subjects that he's painted over the years. So a lot of the famous Van Gogh paintings that have actual people in them are actually going to come alive and tell the story of his life. So that's a little bit of an interesting angle there. Notable fact about this film, this required over 66,000 different frames, which started as a full oil painting and then was painted over until the last frame was made. So to clarify that, what that basically means is that you started out with a painting and they drew over it for each movement or each frame that the character is doing in that sequence. And then once that specific sequence is done, they were left with that painting as is. So that became the final product of the painting. And when we say 66,000 frames, that's basically the different paintings and the different painted movements in between them. So there were 66,000 of that. Just to compare that size would cover the whole of Manhattan and London on the canvases that they were painted on. So yeah, that's quite an undertaking. I mean, what madman would do that? Man, I kind of wonder how much it actually costs to do that. Because they would have to spend the money on the acrylics, or no, not acrylics, stupid, oil painting on oil paint. So I wonder how much money was invested in that. Of course, like any other production in the history of the world, you probably spent the most money on the actors, That's just the way it goes, You can have the most elaborate budget for the special effects or for the practical effects or whatever, but it all comes down to getting those household names in it, right? I guess so. And speaking of the actors, kind of an interesting thing for me is that Chris O'Dowd is going to be in this movie. Where are my It Crowd fans out there? Yeah, Chris O'Dowd. He was one of the guys. I think his name was Roy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Roy from the It Crowd is going to be in the movie about Van Gogh, and we're going to see hundreds of different paintings of this guy. So I guess since he's in it, I guess Vincent's only problem is that he didn't try turning it off and on again. Yeah, I can just imagine Chris O'Dowd. He probably doesn't change his accent in this, so I can imagine him coming up to Vince saying, "Oh, you silly bastard! You didn't have to cut off your ear. Oh, you didn't try turning it off and on again. The computers, Vincent. The computers. The paintings, Vincent. The paintings." I don't know if that was a good Irish accent or not, but I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of angry comments for that little bit of impressionism. Hey, another lame pun. Also, Saoirse Ronan is going to be in this movie. Now, actually, this is kind of the main draw of the film, because Saoirse Ronan has been known to be a pretty well-respected actress over the years. She has actually been nominated for an Oscar twice in her young life. She's only 23. But man, it seems like she's doing a lot of good stuff lately. I don't know who her agent is, but man, keep up the good work. You're getting one of your clients some good work.